Conservative new media viewers, JLin fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. We're here to talk about Brooklyn's 111-92 defeat tonight to the Boston Celtics in Brooklyn, New York. Boston improves to 9-6 on the season. Brooklyn falls to 4-10 on the year. What happened in this game was a competitive game. Brooklyn started out very poorly in the first quarter, but they came storming back in the second quarter and were down only 2 points going into halftime. They tied the game up at 60 points apiece, maybe kind of early in the third quarter, and then Boston just pulled away from there. And if you listen to our last video, I was very concerned about this game because even though Boston came in at only 8-6, they're a much better team than that record indicates. And some of the reason why they were only 8-6 was because they were missing a couple guys due to injury, and those guys had recently come back, being Jay Crowder and Al Horford. Well, Boston seems pretty much at full strength now, and they showed it when they needed to in this game. Statistically, Boston is not great on defense this year yet, but they were excellent at defense last year. They put the clamps on the Nets tonight when they needed to. They were getting all kinds of deflections, steals, they're physical, they're deep. And I actually give Brooklyn a lot of credit because they fought back in this game a couple different times. Unfortunately, the third quarter, once again, was a problem for Brooklyn as they were outscored by 11 points in that frame. But I'm not surprised by this, even though it is an unfortunate result. Also, Boston hit 15 three-pointers. So this is the second consecutive game in which a Brooklyn opponent has shot and made 15 three-pointers. So Brooklyn is going to have to work on their defense somewhat. Also, Brooklyn did have a lot of turnovers in this game relative to the number of assists. I want to say it was 19 turnovers, 18 assists. Boston they move the ball beautifully. They just played smart. They played hard. And you just got to give them credit for that. So I'll just keep it simple and keep it short. There was no update on JLin today. So Coach Atkinson said before the game that the team is taking it slow with Jeremy. They're just going to be very cautious and take the long road and make sure that he's healthy and ready to go once he comes back. Now, tonight was the 9th consecutive game which Jeremy has missed. And I looked over his games missed in the last 5 or 6 seasons. When he played in New York, he only played in 35 games. They didn't use him for many games, so it wasn't that he was healthy or not healthy and he couldn't play. However, late in that season, if you recall, Jeremy hurt his knee and then he was forced out. But since that time, here is how many games Jeremy's played in for the last 4 years. 82 games of 82, 71 games, 74 games, 78 games. So if Jeremy came back next game and was able to play every single game for the rest of the season, he would end up with 73 games. So this is not Jeremy's pattern. He's been very healthy for the last 4 seasons. But now it's looking like there's a chance that he might end up playing the fewest number of games that he's played in the last 5 years. If he misses 2 more games, then that would put him at a maximum of 71 games, which is what he played a couple of years ago. Look, I'm completely with the Nets and Coach Atkinson on this. You have to rest JLin and get him all the way healthy. The Nets, as we've talked about multiple times this season, they're very proactive and very rest conscious and health of their players conscious. They side more towards caution rather than being aggressive with playing their players. And that is the trend in the NBA, and the Nets are definitely kind of at the forefront of that trend. So I know Jeremy has been shooting. I know he's been running. I heard he was going at like 80% speed in recent drills, so he's getting there. But they just want to take it slow, and unfortunately, the Nets are struggling right now. They're missing Jeremy. They've lost their last 5 games. It's going to be tough for them to kind of hang in there and maybe compete for a playoff spot. So if that's the case, you really do want to take it slow with Jeremy. Just let him get healthy and then bring him back. We're all missing him. The team is definitely missing him. They definitely missed him again tonight, as they did in the last game. But it's just the way it has to be. And that's kind of the update with him. Also in this game, unfortunately, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson hurt his ankle, I believe his right ankle, which forced him to miss a number of games last season. And Isaiah Whitehead left the game with what appeared to be a left wrist injury. So not only did the Nets lose, they also suffered 2 more injuries. No updates on those. I don't know. I haven't heard Coach Atkinson speak after the game. I don't know. Hopefully, if those guys got x-rays or anything, they're negative. We'll just have to kind of keep our ear to the ground on that, and we'll put out any information we get on the Twitter feed, on the CNM J-Lin Twitter feed. That's kind of it. Look, these are the difficult moments. These are the tough days. The Nets are now tied, I think, for the last place in the Eastern Conference. This is what everybody thought was going to happen. All the prognosticators, now they look smart. But the truth is Brooklyn's just having a tough time right now. They need to regain their confidence, regain their focus, regain their energy. They certainly need to get healthy. They very much need JLin back. And this is what it is right now. This is kind of where things are at. But I think it's fair to say that the worst is over. This is as difficult as it's going to get. I just hopefully the team can get and remain healthy from this point on. That's really all I have to say about tonight's game. The Nets could have given up after the first quarter, and it didn't look good. But they did fight back to get kind of the lead down to 2. They fought back to get the lead, to get the game tied at 60 points apiece. And then it wasn't even that Brooklyn didn't do well. It's just kind of Boston stepped it up to a level that the Nets aren't able to play at currently, especially with Jeremy not on the floor. So, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. Let's talk about the next game. That game will take place 2 days from now, Friday, November 25th, here in the United States. And it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and will take place in Indianapolis, Indiana, against the Indiana Pacers, and it will be carried on ES Network and NBA League Pass. We want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's in the United States. I think the United States is the only country that celebrates that holiday, so we certainly say happy Thanksgiving to everyone around America, and hope you have a safe and enjoyable holiday with your family and friends. Look, as I said, this is tough. It's not fun. It's just, this is difficult. I mean, this is the difficult thing, and unfortunately, just things haven't broken the way that they could have for the Nets this season, particularly as regards the injuries. But guys are trying. Trevor Booker put out a lot of effort tonight. Sean Kilpatrick played great tonight. The reason why they're not playing Sean Kilpatrick at point guard anymore, I was reading an article from, I can't remember the guy's first name, but last name is Lichtenstein, good writer for CBS New York, CBS New York. I remember seeing his article in Google News. And he basically said, look, Sean Kilpatrick's dribbling ability isn't good enough for him to play point guard. And other opponents knew that, and they started to exploit that. And that's why Sean is playing more of the shooting guard role, and Isaiah Whitehead has been starting. But Sean scored 23 points tonight. It was a big boost. It's just, like I said, it wasn't enough. And so let's move on to the next game, and let's just go from there, and hopefully Jeremy can come back soon. And as I've said, he won't come back at full speed. It will take him time to build back up. we'll just hopefully the process will go quickly. I've been a little bit disappointed with Randy Foye this year. I thought Randy would do more than he's done. But after he got the hamstring injury, maybe that kind of sent things off kilter for him as well. That is about it for tonight. I hope you're having a great night or great day wherever you are around the world when you watch this video. Take care. We will talk to you again in just a couple of days. Once again, if you're in the USA, have a great Thanksgiving holiday. We will see you again in about 48 hours from now as the Indiana Pacers will host the Brooklyn Nets.